Just briefly explain how to approach the optics problem set. So I just want to mention, and it's really important actually, you need to have done these two lessons, lessons 7 and 11, before you start. So you won't be able to do many of the questions without having done those two lessons. So I'm just going to walk you through where we find the problem set, and basically what we're doing is a little bit different. We're trying something new. So when you go into Google Classroom under classwork, you're going to find optics problem set. It says here, use the instructions attached. So what instructions I'm talking about, you're going to open up your problem set, and we've created one for each person, so that's all good. I just want to briefly go over with you is how it's being marked. So we've seen this guy before, communication checklist. Essentially what we're looking for here is that you're using the proper methods for doing the problem. So if you plan to take chemistry or physics next year, this is just a really, really good habit to get into. So we're trying to kind of reinforce those habits. So this is really just describing the GRASS method, which we've been doing before. As I said, I show lots of examples of that in lesson 7 and 11. So if you need to go back there, please do that. So there's 5 marks looking at these 5 things. The 5 marks of application are the actual questions that you're going to be doing. So it says here, please follow the instructions here to help you generate the problem set questions. Just to let you guys know, we're doing something a little bit different here, is that we're all going to have different questions from one another. So no two people will have the same set of questions. So we're going to use a really cool thing that Mr. Q created, and we're going to create our own problem set. So I just want to be super clear here. You're going to open up the problem set. There's something like 50 questions in there. You are only doing the 5 questions that are assigned to you. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through an example of that. When I open this up, it says problem set assigner. And I know there's the instructions right here, but just to show you what it's like, type your last name as it appears on Teach Assist under last name. So I'm going to practice this using my last name. Okay, and it's just whatever is in Teach Assist for you, that's the last name that you're putting in here. When I press enter, it's going to tell me what questions to do from each of 5 groups. So just to make it easy, mine has been group 1 is number 1, group 2 is number 2, group 3 is number 3, and so forth. So as you see here, there's a link. Once you have your numbers, click here to copy the questions from each group. So I'm going to open this guy up. This is the question bank. And as I said, my particular questions happen to be number 1 from group 1. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to press Control C, or you can right click. And then in my problem set down here, I'm going to copy it in. So that's my first question. I need to do the same thing when I go back. I just double check. I have number 2 from group 2. So when I go to the question bank, I'm going to scroll down and here's group 2. And my assigned question was number 2. So I'm just going to, again, Control C. And then when I come back here, I'm going to press Control V. Okay, and I'm going to continue doing this for 5 questions. So as I said before, I'm looking here to see what questions are assigned to me. If you forget what your questions are, that's fine. You just come back here and put your name back in. We have a copy of what questions belong to who, so just please make sure that you're copying down the right questions here. So back to the problem set really quickly here. I've put in some information. You can complete these by hand or on your computer. So as I said before, for communication marks, we're looking to see that you've actually worked through the whole question. So let's say that I calculated this and I got that the answer was like 1.5 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay, that might be the correct answer, but if you don't show your work, you're losing out on these communication marks. Okay, so it's really important you show all of your steps. Now, for some people, I mentioned it right here, you might prefer to complete it on paper by hand. If you do that, just take a clear picture of it and upload it with your assignment. So on mine, I don't have that because obviously I'm a teacher, not a student, but you should see something here that says add attachments. And so that's where you would add your pictures of your problem set. So back over here again one more time, I've linked this up so that you should be able to find all the information you need. So I put lesson 7, as I said before, and lesson 11. You need to have done those first. They walk you through lots of examples. Also, here is the reference sheet. So again, this has all of these sort of equations and information that you need to use for the problem set. So this is a really, really important one to keep open or even to print out if you have a printer. And I mentioned right here, if you're having some trouble or you need more instructions, if you go back to week 3 or this current week, week 5, you're going to see like step-by-step videos and step-by-step instructions. So hopefully this helps to explain what's going on with the problem set. If you have questions, please ask your teacher. We're here to help you with it. But please try it out yourself first. We're just trying this as something new today. Okay, thank you.